Just resyncing. Alrighty. Welcome back everyone to my Demon Souls live stream series. It's currently the 19th part for that series, and we will be returning of course to our Windmill Rapier build, the character name being Windmill Chan, which is, or Chan, however you want to pronounce it. And aside from the terrible name, it's still not really the Windmill build just yet. It's quite similar to the Morion Blade build in that the actual title of the build itself does not really link up directly to the sort of gameplay that you're going to be seeing at this stage. Like in the early stages of the build, it's not really going to reflect the title, but it will soon, don't worry. We've got a little windmill here, little windmill, but at some point soon hopefully we will have a rather large windmill. Now, something that didn't even cross my mind was just how annoying it's going to be to kill the old hero with this frickin' rapier. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I really don't know what to expect with that. It's going to be painful though, I would guess. So, anyway, I'll get everything set up on my laptop here, and of course, just to once again mention it, I do have my laptop right here in front of me, as opposed to being to my right side. So just generally speaking, it's a lot nicer at the moment than it used to be, at the very least. Get my whiskey. I do have a glass of water available as well, in case I need to hydrate myself. In fact, there's a very high chance that I will need to do that. Because, guess what? I'm already thirsty. Okay, so as far as what we're going to be doing in this video, I think we will first and foremost head through World 2, because we do need those materials to upgrade both our rapier and the scimitar. The scimitar needs to be upgraded to +8, naturally, to get the large sword of searching. We have, well, not so much time has passed since we were last getting a weapon to +8 to make the large sword of searching. It was in the previous build where we were last doing that, so that is our current port of call. We only need to get the rapier to +3, so I think that's going to happen very naturally, but I will mention that both of these weapons will require sharpstone. As far as which of these two I will prioritise, I don't know. I think to make it +3, as in the rapier to +3, we're not really going to need much sharp stone anyway. It'll just be a matter of buying what we need, probably. So I would say, for the most part, we will be prioritising the scimitar as far as levelling up is concerned. And I think the rapier will be relatively easy to level up, regardless. This is not the first time we've gone through World 2. In the, it always feels like it's the same, apart from maybe, I think we did one build where it was a little bit different, but you know, I'll do the first video going through Boletarian Palace, and then the second one will be me going through World 2, so feels like it's on repeat a little bit, but what can I do? It's the best way to do it. It's the best way to go about doing things, because World 2 is your first big, well, it was, I guess, upgrade material grinding location. If not grinding, then definitely a place where you can get those materials fairly easily. Now this guy here is not the easiest thing to kill when you're using a rapier, so I've learnt my lesson. I'm not going to use a rapier to kill him anymore. I'm either going to use my scimitar, or attempt to use my scimitar, or use magic, I think, because that really did not work out so well, in case you didn't notice. But anyway, I need to do something here. Do something here. I combined the words here and there to create there, because I couldn't really decide which of the two that I wanted to say. So there you go. It's been a while since I last did that, but I have done it many times in the past, so I'm not very surprised with myself for having done that. Anyway, these guys, of course, being quite resistant to slashing attacks, are not really going to be resistant to anything we will be doing to them, because we're going to be focusing on critical damage. But even having said that, if we choose not to go critical, we will be doing piercing attacks, which they are not resistant to. My head is phasing in and out of existence. I don't know if you guys saw that. See how my head is... like, what's going on there? That's terrible. Obviously this aura that's surrounding us, and I don't know what aura it is. It must be this ring. Let's take that off. I think it's glitching our head out. It is, look at that. See, now our head is no longer phasing in and out of existence, so how about we equip something else? I guess the Ring of Gash Resistance, if that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's all in Japanese, so I don't know. It looks like the Ring of Gash Resistance, though. Where did we pick that up from? It must have been in the tunnel in World 1-2. We did go through 1-2, didn't we? I remember killing the Tower Knight in the previous recording. I think I did the previous recording maybe 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. Can't really remember exactly. I did some Breath of the Wild yesterday because I didn't really have much time to record Demon Souls, otherwise I would have done some Demon Souls yesterday, but once again, was not able to do that, unfortunately. Some Spina Stone, it's definitely stuff that I needed in the previous playthrough that I did. So, stupidly I was trying to shield those guys, obviously I don't have anything to shield them with. This is turning into a problem already. I did a bit of a barrel roll there in case you didn't notice. This is fucking annoying. I hate the dogs so much. I seriously, seriously hate them. No, this attack, please. I'm going to use the Scimitar because it's dealing all damage, I think. Fucking annoying bastards. There's also the fact that the rapier itself is not so good at attacking enemies that are low down. So, as you can see, I can't really attack very fast when the Scimitar is in the left hand. The whole idea of the Scimitar being in the left hand here is not for it to be an attacking weapon though. It's supposed to be a parrying weapon. Not that using the Scimitar would be particularly useful as a parrying weapon, it's just that, you know, I'd rather parry with a weapon because that's the style of play that I'm looking to have in this particular playthrough. Alright, so I have to get behind this guy somehow. We might be able to do it. Come on. There we go. I managed to get behind him, but the thing is, he's not being very cooperative. I can always stab him, but as you can see, I'm really not doing much damage to him, so I do need to try and do a critical strike on him. Managed to take that hit right as I was trying to roll. This guy's a serious prick. It's because of the spot he's in. Ordinarily, I would take the moment in time where he casts his fire, then use that to get around him, but you see, he's in this frickin' archway. I guess I can push him further in, like that. Here we go. This is what I wanted to do in the first place, but because he was in that stupid doorway, I couldn't do it. Alright. That is Fat Official numero uno. God, that was a big mouthful. Anyway, so that was one chunk of hardstone and one chunk of sharpstone. Didn't parry him there, I can try it now. No! Let's not try that now. I'm happy to do it when there's one of them, but when there's two, no thank you. But as you can see, we're doing pretty decent damage here to these guys. And that is because of the... alright. Can you maybe relax? There we go. Our first parry in World 2, it took us a while actually. So what's our Crescent Moon grass looking like? Maybe we'll use Crescent as well. We won't be snobbish, we'll just equip Crescent Moon and go for it. Double check YouTube. See how things are going. I do have a viewer on YouTube, I think. Well, I did. No, I think it was just my playback being retarded, that's alright. Anyway. It's because I basically opened YouTube and it sort of caught up to the stream as it was before, yesterday, when I was recording Breath of the Wild. So it was still displaying 2 viewers, but actually it was not. Jesus! It's not quite what I wanted. So hopefully there isn't a guy behind me. Come on, mate. There we go. Of course, I just need to get used to parrying as a main way to deal damage to people, as my primary means of attack. Just requires a little bit more coordination than maybe I would be used to normally, so just need to have a bit of a refresh on what it's like to play that way. It has been a while. At least I think so. Just go around him here. Once again, that is the best way to get consistent backstabs off with the guy. He is fairly fat, So he can't really do much to you. Unless he casts his fire. I mean, the point is that he's very slow. That's what I'm trying to say by him being fat and not being able to do much to you. Was not being very specific. Come on, mate. You can see, I've really got him backed into a corner right now, as you can tell. Some full moon. And whatever this is, just a random soul of some description. So go and pull this lever. It's funny, seeing the ghosts that are sort of demonstrating what needs to be done made me think I was in the online before, but I really wasn't. I suppose I should have addressed that earlier on, but I didn't. I don't know. It was probably because I was in the middle of discussing something whenever I last saw it, but... yeah, that ghost really did make me think I was playing the online, but nope. The reason why I thought it was still online, or at least the reason why I thought it could possibly still be online, was because I was playing the Japanese version first. And I hadn't actually confirmed whether or not the Japanese version still had the servers going. So, yeah, I confirmed that later, after I had actually started the video series. Might have been in the second or third live stream by the time I had actually confirmed it. Alrighty. As far as me doing other stuff in the Souls series, I do think that it is time, soon, for me to start playing the first Dark Souls on camera. Just to sort of vary things up a little bit. I definitely do want to keep playing this game, and I plan to play it a lot, but we need a little bit of variation, I think. Now, Breath of the Wild does offer a little bit of variation for me, but it might not offer variation for you, for the simple reason that you might not be interested in seeing Breath of the Wild content. So, if I actually wanted to offer some variation to you guys, it would be best to do that in the form of Dark Souls 1, for example. Now, I don't like to say Dark Souls 1, I prefer to just say Dark Souls, but that tends to confuse people. They're like, well, which Dark Souls do you mean? I mean the one that didn't have a numeric value after it. Clearly. Anyway, so... doesn't matter. I'm just saying random things, don't worry about me. So the reason why I was messing around down there, killing all of those enemies, was just so that I could pick up more upgrade materials. AKA Sharpstone and Hardstone. But I don't really need Hardstone. As you can see, the Rapier is just not the best for attacking enemies that are down on the ground. Actually, it's alright. As long as you don't do the strong attack. The strong attack really doesn't seem to work too well. This isn't going to be the only Rapier build that I do. I'll do a build with the S-Stock at some point. I'll also do... look, I have a lot of builds that I'm going to do. You don't have to worry about me not... If there's something in this game that you want me to do, don't worry about me not doing it at some point, because I plan to do everything. So, most certainly, no need to worry. I don't particularly want to fight on the stairs, but whatever. Missed the parry, you cock. Come on, mate. You see how he walks up to me and then looks around? Like, come on. There we go. So he does that piercing attack, so there's no big wide swing. Holy shit. It's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Come on, mate. Damn. Let's go. So that's how he does it. So when he's going to do a piercing attack, he looks around first. I don't know why he does that. I wish I knew. But anyway. What are you going to do? He was going to do the piercing attack. So there we go. Managed to catch him there. It's a rough ride. And you see, New Game is quite forgiving, but New Game Plus is not going to be forgiving at all, so I definitely need to get my play ramped up in terms of skill level, because at this current skill level I am not really doing too well. I'm taking a lot of hits and having to heal a lot, so I'd like to maybe play a little bit better. At some point soon, please. Anyway, I'll double check Twitch, see what's going on there. Probably nothing. Nope. It's strange, I thought that streaming later would be better for my viewer count, just as far as people accessing the stream. The idea being that maybe there's a prime time for me to be streaming. But strangely, there was only one day, really, where I had a lot of viewers at that particular time. It was just odd. I had 20 people piling in, and it was like, where are you people coming from? And they didn't really interact, they just sort of watched and then hung around until I finished. It was just weird. I'm like, where did you people come from? They've never come back, no matter how many times I streamed during that same period, and it's odd. I'll never understand. I'm not actually going to return to the Nexus, I'm just going to go straight through to the end. Damn it, I forgot that you're here. Usually I remember. Let's maybe play a little better. Let's get out of here. I'm playing like a retard, clearly. But yeah, I'll probably record Dark Souls sometime during the next month, I think. That's what I would guess. I've never actually streamed using something on my PC, as in like a source on my PC, a game, to be less convoluted about it. I don't know how it would work. It probably works perfectly fine. I don't know if it records the screen or the application. It probably records applications, so I could pretty much do whatever I wanted, probably, with my in-game window, and you'd still be able to see that. The reason why I wonder is because I don't think that I would want to... I may as well kill you, why not? Can I... please? You know, I don't care about you. You're going to give me Spider Stone that I don't need anyway, so thank you. But the reason why I wonder about whether or not it records the screen or the application, it probably records the application. It's OBS, I'm sure I can do that. But the reason why I wonder is because I want to also be able to see my OBS settings, just to be able to see the OBS application in general. I don't have a dual screen setup. My dual screen setup is having a laptop as well as a PC. But obviously, having the laptop isn't going to help as far as allowing me to see OBS as well as me being able to see the game that I'm playing. So that's just kind of how that works, I guess. I do not like these lizards, by the way. They jump on you and they hurt, and it's annoying. See this? That's really damaging. Please stop. They really do hurt. These guys are probably the strongest enemies in this area, I would say. Oh my god. Didn't I kill one of you? I thought I killed one of you. Maybe I did. I did kill one of you, but two more came and they destroyed me. So I managed to kill one, and then I killed the third one that was there at that moment, and then two more killed me. I'm trying to remember if I've actually died in World 2, apart from the time that I think I fell to my death. I don't think I have. World 2-1 to be specific. I don't think I have. That might have been the first time that I've properly died to an enemy in this level, so whatever. It had to happen eventually, I suppose. I don't think we want anything like... well, there are no world tendency events that we want in this area. I actually meant to roll through that, thank you. Can you fucking get out of my way? Annoying bastard. Anyway, I should probably use the cling ring, because to be honest, I'm not using that second ring slot. So instead of wasting a stone of ephemeral eyes, we may as well just use the cling ring. There is no real downside to me making use of it. I'm not sacrificing some important ring or anything. So just on principle, I'm not going to use my magic, that's not what the build's about. I'm just going to keep using the rapier and all of that business. So I don't like you at all. You're a little prick. So if I go two-handed, it's alright. So I need to kill you before your friend comes. That's the friend that I'm referring to. Now let's... oh no, 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 please. Let's maybe not. See how much damage they do? It's insane. They're definitely the strongest enemies in this level. You just don't want to mess with them. Oh, fuck me dead. Just give it a rest. Okay, now that they're in that position, it's a bit easier for me to hit them because they're uphill. So my thrusts are going straight into their faces, basically. Don't have to rely on the rapier maybe aiming down, because that was not so easy to do. Oh, not the dogs. Fuck off. Fucking hate the dogs. Of course, the idea with the rapier is that you can hold up a shield and pierce with it, but I'm not using a shield for this build, so there we go, killed both of them. That worked out. You went flying up into there. I'm very sorry about that. Got some more Ed's Grindstone. I've been watching a lot of anime lately. I do watch a lot of anime, just generally. I've been watching less of it, though, as the years have passed. I don't know if it has to do with the community turning to shit. It turned to shit around 2014 sometime. Maybe even 2013. I guess the process began in 2013. I don't know if that's the reason why I don't watch as much anymore. But I do watch airing stuff occasionally, but I don't really do it very much. Not as much as some people do at the very least. But I've been watching, what is it again? Tensei Shitara Suraimu Dattaken? Is that right? Is it Shitara? Is that actually the... I can't remember, let me double check that. It is Shitara, okay. So, Tensei Shitara Suraimu Dattaken. It's a really nice show. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I pretty much spent all of yesterday watching it, in fact, so that was nice. Just a nice way to spend my day. It's a rare situation where I'm watching something that I really, really enjoy and can't put down. It's a very, very good show. I'm enjoying it a lot. I just thought that I'd talk about that because I don't think I've really discussed my anime viewing tendencies on camera before, at least not during my live streams, so yeah, why the hell not? Anyway, it's probably what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day as well. So once I stop that, I don't know what reminded me of that. Something must have happened on the screen that reminded me of that, I don't know. My head is very much in that anime at the moment. But yeah, I mostly enjoy watching older stuff, I suppose. It doesn't feel like older stuff to me because all of the stuff that I watch is... You see, you have to understand that I picked up anime in 2006, but I was very much a casual watcher back then. So, in the process of me being a casual watcher, I ended up identifying a lot of things that I wanted to watch, but never got around to watching them. And so, during the last 5 years or so, I've been catching up with that, basically. So, all the stuff that I'm watching is technically old, but it wasn't when I first started wanting to watch them. Or watch them. Don't know where came from. Fuck. So it feels weird for me to say that they're old shows. We're talking about, you know, between 2002 and 2007. This is the range that we're talking about here. It's not to say I was watching anime as early on as 2002, but that was the sort of... Maybe not. I'm trying to get behind him. Maybe cast your fire? Not on my face, please, if you could fucking avoid that. This guy is a royal prick. I'll do a rollback stab. That would have worked. In fact, it did, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it is a shame when I see people only watching airing stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in the past that gets left alone. But maybe it's good that it's left alone. Because then it won't be touched by the shit anime community, as it is these days. But anyway. It's alright, all communities must die eventually. Kind of like how the Souls community died. And became one with the mainstream gaming community. And that was a sad day. It was pretty much when Dark Souls 2 came out. But keep in mind that when Dark Souls 2 came out, Demon Souls and Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, were left untouched by those people. They knew nothing of the games that came before it, and they didn't care about them either. Everything was Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2. So, in a way, the Souls community hadn't been ruined yet. But then Bloodborne came out. And then things started to get out of hand. So... By the time Dark Souls 3 came out, it was all over. It was no longer a niche. But I do have a tendency to complain about that often. I do it for the sake of conversation, if anything, so... I apologise if you find that to be a bit stale, me constantly talking about that sort of thing, but... it's worthy of discussion, in my opinion. So we're going to see what this is going to be like. I actually wanted to back hop through that. Didn't really work out so well. Shit. Because obviously I'm not using a shield, you see. We're going to go two-handed for this, otherwise we're not going to have a hope in hell when it comes to doing this within a short space of time, basically. We're going to have to back roll through this. So as you can see, as long as we're patient enough, the biggest thing is waiting for this spider to do this attack that we're about to deal with here. This big fire attack. This is annoying because you have to wait. As long as we're patient enough to deal with this, it's not going to take too long. Or it's not going to feel like it will take too long to deal with this boss. We're going to go on this side and then roll over here. Roll through that. Back roll. We're going close so that we don't end up too far away from the spider when we need to back roll. There we go, that's the attack we want. That's the opportunity attack. You don't want to get hit by that though. The point is it's easy to avoid. The principle is, and I suppose there's no absolute confirmation of this fact, but my theory when it comes to game design is that if there's an attack that's super easy to avoid, that a boss has, I guess, unleashed, or has done, I'm just trying to look for better words than done, but I guess done is fine. Any attack that a boss does that is really easy to avoid, on principle, that will hurt you a lot, because you're punished for being unable to avoid the easy-to-avoid attack. So, because this particular heavy slam-down attack, with those two pincers, I guess you could call them maybe, or legs, because that's fairly easy to avoid, just by standing in line with the spider, you get punished quite heavily for being hit by it, basically. That's annoying. Alright, let's heal. But I have found a number of occasions where that rings true, where you get punished for being unable to avoid an easily avoidable attack. I'd say it's a good game design theory either way. I'm sure that there are exceptions to that rule, but... So once again, sticking to this side so I have some distance to roll over here. And rinse and repeat. Roll through the fireball. Oh, too busy looking at the Twitch stream to actually play properly. Come on. This would be very, very fast if I used my soul arrow, FYI. And as I found out in my pure bow build, you can pretty much hit this spider anywhere, and you'll be able to deal damage. My fear was when I was going into that fight, I thought that I would have to aim for that tiny little thing you have to aim for when you're using a weapon, but with arrows, but fortunately that's not something that needs to be done. Oh, I've got some fireballs this time. Something a little different. I'll have to use a half moon for that. So I wanted to roll through that and I thought I did, but clearly not. Let's get closer. I'll roll forwards this time. Maybe it's better to roll forwards. Actually, maybe it's not. You know, maybe if I were a better player, I would be sneaking hits in while I was doing this. So for instance, if I rolled through that, then snuck some hits in. Let's try that out. Yeah, why not? Poorly timed. Let's get in the middle. Come on, come on. Fucking hell. Alright, let's hit the stupid spider before it can do its fire. We're going to hit it. We're going to kill it. Come on. I'm not waiting again for that crap. It's definitely not happening. Anyway, we'll pick up some spider stone because we can. And that's it for World 2-1. We'll probably try and upgrade our Scimitar as much as we can. Once again, that will be our priority when it comes to leveling up the weapon. As I said before we went through World 2-1, we'll probably just buy the upgrade materials that we need to upgrade the Rapier. It only needs to go to +3. We're not even going to need chunks for that, so we really don't have to worry. I would like that crystal lizard to die, but it's going to be difficult to kill. Let's use the soul arrow. I said that I wasn't going to use it, but I will... Oh, come on. That's not going to work at all. Kill him. Kill him! I saw a very, very funny post from a 4chan comment back in 2010 about, what's his name again, the Zelda guy? Is it Miyamoto? It might be. He could have a different name as well. But you know, the Zelda guy at Nintendo. It was all written in broken Japanese English, and it was talking about how no matter what Zelda game he comes out with, people find a way to have a problem with it. So, it's funny. You see, the only Zelda game that I had a freaking problem with, and this is also in regards to when it was coming out, not just in hindsight, the only one that I ever had a problem with was Breath of the Wild, because it really, really diverged from the formula, so... But even having said that, I enjoyed playing it as a game. It's just as a Zelda game, maybe not quite so much. Anyway, we're going to level up the Scimitar, and we'll see if we have enough materials to do that. You know, well, we don't have enough materials to get it to +8, but maybe we'll have enough materials to level it up considerably, is what I mean to say. What would constitute considerably the phrase? Probably 3 level ups, maybe. But we might not have enough to do that. We'll have to see. Anyway, let's go down to Blacksmith Ed. I'm not going to bother killing... Actually, let's go kill it. We may as well. We might have already scared it. No, we hadn't. We hadn't done so. Mainly because of the Thieves Ring. Thieves Ring makes a big difference. 8 hardstone. Oh well. Can't have everything in life. Alrighty. Actually, we didn't even need to go to Blacksmith Ed. I'm being stupid. We are able to actually upgrade through Baldwin up to +8, so... It's only really colourless Demon Soul weapons that you need to do through Ed, and also maybe specific upgrade paths, but... Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 level ups there, 4 level ups. This is looking really good, actually. I'm happy with this. So let's go ahead and buy 3 Sharpstone. And we'll leave the Scimitar as it is for now. Because we're pretty close right now to actually getting it to +8. I suppose we can maybe take on... How much did we need? 3. But yeah, I suppose we can now take on Worldfall 1. Just to kind of, you know, give it a little bit of variation once again. Because I was talking about how it would always be, you know, the first video I'm doing Symbolitarian Palace, second video it would be World 2. But this time, I'm probably going to take on Worldfall 1. And I have done that before. Can't remember which build it was, maybe the Morian Blade build. But anyway, you can see that we need some large shards as well, which we currently don't have, but that's alright, we will be able to collect some more, just not that many more, when we go into World 2 too. Of course, the location will be the Crystal Lizard Pit, but that's not going to work out too well for us, because we're having enough problems killing one Crystal Lizard with a rapier as it is. We're not going to be able to kill many more than that, so we're going to be missing a lot of materials in that Crystal Lizard Pit, and it's going to be annoying, but I'll have to bite the bullet, I suppose. Suck it up. My old phrase from back in 2009 was suck it up and blow it out your ass, so I was a bit more lewd back then, I think. Suck it up and blow it out your ass. That was actually taken from Dark Minded Sith's South Park Let's Play episode, when he was saying, blow me, blow it out your ass, so I came up with, what was the phrase again? I've lost my train of thought. Suck it up and blow it out your ass, that's what it was. It just seemed to go well, so whenever I would, I don't know, if someone was pissed off with me, I'd just say, oh, just go suck it up and blow it out your ass, mate, or something like that, but anyway. I don't know, I mean, what's that? Armor Spider Soul? Which is the Hard Demon Soul, that's what it's called. Are we going to be using that? Don't think so. It's only used for the Scraping Spear to my knowledge, so... Oh no, sorry. That's not true. That's the Lead Demon Soul. The Hard Demon Soul is used for the Lava Bow, but we're not going to need that. Actually, this isn't even it. Which is it? I don't think we need any of these. Is that right? Because if I think about it, this build is not going to use any of that stuff. All we're using is the Large Sword of Searching and a Fatal Rapier +5. I just needed to remember the upgrade path name. Alright, we'll just consume all of this. Wait, that's not even a boss soul. I'm an idiot. Or was it a boss soul? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're consuming it all. Doesn't matter. Everything shall be consumed by he who lusts for souls. More souls. Anyway. 29,014 is my current number, which is pretty good. So, if I think about what stats that I need, my stat requirements are close to non-existent for this build, because I had the starting stats needed to use the rapier, and I don't need to worry about stat requirements for the large sword of searching, because I don't intend to use it as an attacking weapon. So, yeah, really. I only have to worry about stat bonuses, which is going to be dexterity. Because of course the Fatal Rapier is a dexterity scaling weapon. And we're going to need all of the damage that we can get with that, because its actual physical damage, its innate physical damage, is going to be lowered through the Fatal upgrade path, because it gets more critical damage at the expense of the physical damage of the weapon overall. So the more damage we can get with that, the better. So I think we will be upgrading dexterity to 20. It's going to be useful to us even right now, so that should be good. We'll get our vitality to 15. That's intelligence, of course. Or will, as it is referred to in the original translation. That's luck. I was about to say that's luck. Yeah, that's luck, Doomlink. Yeah, you get miracle memory by upgrading luck, Doomlink. No. I guess endurance is important, isn't it? Does it consume much of our stamina to do this? Well, I'm not really going to be spamming it anyway, I don't think. But it's a fast rolling build, so maybe we'll... Yes, that's true. I did say this at the start of the Let's Play. I said that ideally I would get a heavier set of armor and fast roll with that, so that I can actually tank hits. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll level up endurance to 15, and we've got one more upgrade left. May as well put that into vitality. We'll do that. Easy done. So, I think we're now ready to go into 4-1. Although, our grass count is woeful. We have 3 crescent moon grass, 1 half moon grass, 7 late moon, and 4 full moon. And we're not going to worry about dark moon. I never use dark moon. I've yet to actually consume 1 blade of dark moon grass. Let's just call it a blade of grass. I don't know. How else could I refer to grass in a sense of units, but in blade works? I've never actually said that before. A blade of grass. In the context of demon souls and consuming grass. I suppose, I mean, it's not really a blade. I think a blade of grass is more like an individual stalk, if you could refer it to that way. Or refer it to it in that way, of grass. But, I guess, bunch of grass? I don't know. What's a good word? There isn't one. We'll probably be collecting grass as we go through World 4-1 anyway, but I need something to start with. So what we'll do is we'll buy some grass from Baldwin. It's only going to be Crescent Moon, but hey, it's better than nothing. I really don't have the souls for this. Yep. I'm so poorly, I guess, prepared to go through World 4-1. So I suppose it's the shortcut that we will need to be using, but that's alright. I'm cool with doing the shortcut. We've done it a lot so far anyway. How long have we been recording for? About 40 minutes. We'll be recording for another hour at least, I would say. Alright. World 4-1. There we go. So that's exactly what I wanted. I partially shielded against the rolling attack with that parry, and then also parried his first attack officially for a follow-up riposta, which was very nice. Let's try that again. Well, come on. Come on, you guys can see that. Like, that's pretty good. You ball sack. You ball sack. You guys could see that. The actual effectiveness of his attack lingered. So it managed to hit me at a weird angle and kill me, but whatever. I don't have to worry about dying here because I am using the cling ring still. Mainly because I understand how risky it is to be going through this spot. Yeah, that was beautiful. That's perfection right there. That's exactly what I want. Come on, mate. There we go. I might be getting more used to this, I don't know. I used to be pretty good at it. I'm not good at it anymore, that's for sure. At least not compared to how I used to be. But I've long since given up on retaining any of the skill level that I used to have when it comes to the Souls series, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Anyway, try to pull this guy over here. Actually, we probably don't need to do that. He'll come off his own volition. Excuse me. You could hear that it actually made the shielding sound just there, which is kind of weird. Whew. Alrighty, well that's that confrontation done. You can see that we're really taking a lot of damage here, so my idea to have an armor set that can tank some hits is a pretty good idea, I think. Maybe I'll go with the... No, I can't go with the Dark Silver set in this game because... or in this playthrough, because it is a male-only set. So I'll have to think of a good unisex set to make. Maybe the Gloom set. Not make, you don't make armor in this game. What's another good set? I could use the Dull Gold set maybe, but god if I know. If I can take on whatever her name is. You know, the woman, Selin Vinland, that's her name. We might be able to take her on. It'll be the Black Phantom version though, so... Actually, no! No, we don't need to do that. The Dull Gold set is a pickup in World 5.1. No, 5.2, sorry. So that's how that works. Alright, cool. We are going to rescue Blige because our current access to grass is kind of atrocious, and based on how much we've been healing in this build, we are going to need some place to buy grass, most certainly. Let's just do that, just to get rid of you guys. I just love how when he falls, he's like, whee! Then he throws his arms in the air and glides down. It's very entertaining to me. Oh, that still managed to hit me, shit. You really do need to get right in the corner. Good to know. I have one crescent moon and one half moon. Fucking animal moving around in my walls. Shut up, please. I guess we'll go and rescue Blige and then take the shortcut to the Adjudicator. Fighting the Adjudicator is going to be very, very annoying. Why is that? Because I'm using a very low damage weapon. So, yeah. I guess we'll go through the front way I did establish, or at least refresh my mind recently. Oh, come on. About the entrance behind the Vanguard actually being the better way to go to get to Blige. So that's what we'll do. Actually, let's pick up your stuff. It might be something useful. Oh, I don't know what type of arrows those are. What kind of arrows, whatever. Maybe I could take you on for some fun. Should we do that? I don't think so. I don't think I want to do that. I've decided that I don't want to. Did he intimidate me? Maybe. He can't follow me down through here anyway. Isn't there usually a... Hold on. Isn't there usually a fucking fog gate here? Or am I going insane? Maybe I am going insane, who knows. Can you frickin' not? God, those things do so much damage. Late moon it is. Hi, mate. Got some soul remains here. I don't really need to keep that there. Die, please. You can see that just the regular stabbing attacks do fucking nothing to these guys. Get through there. I need to stab you to death, though, because you need to die. That is absolutely essential. Fuck. God, this is absolutely terrible because I don't have any other grass on hand. Let's just... is that full moon? Shit. Not quite what I wanted. That was a dodgy situation. Well, thanks for showing you, or showing me, your back. Alrighty. Well, that's that. And I believe we only need to kill 2 to actually get to Blige, so that's nice. Got 4 more crescent. For the first time ever, I'm actually really glad that I got some more crescent moon grass there. So awesome. Now we might buy a bit more Half Moon from Blige. 5 more, sure. It's very expensive for us at this point. We only have 1,000 souls left after buying 5 of those, but that's alright. It's better than not having any. Let's head up to... well, we may as well pick up the Uchigatana here. Put our head in your asshole, and then we will continue. We're taking the shortcut to the Adjudicator, because why not? There's no real reason why not to. And I do wonder if this was intended. I think it must have been, because it doesn't look too dodgy, does it? When you actually look at this shortcut, it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary, does it? I mean, look at this, come on. That must have been intended. And you can see that there is a drop right where you fall, so I would say that this is absolutely an intended shortcut. It's just not made very obvious for obvious reasons. Because they don't want everyone to find it. You know, you piss me off a lot, mainly because of the rapier. The rapier is what's pissing me off right now, not the crystal lizard. I should try to be more realistic. 3 late moon, and then the grave robber's ring up here. May be useful, you never know. It's better to have it now than go and get it specifically later. Which I did have to do in my previous build, I think. Get some soul remains here. Actually, sorry, 3 half moon grass, forget soul remains. I've dealt with you black skeletons a lot lately. Foggate stays up so he can't chase us in. Fortunate. I'd like to do a drop down attack on you, but I can't. Bouncing off his fat. I'm going to go two-handed here because why not? If I don't go two-handed, this is going to take even longer. Actually, a thrusting weapon is decent. You can really get some... It's, I can actually attack him from an angle that I otherwise wouldn't be able to using this pierce weapon. Like, I can actually attack through his hand, sort of. Between his hand and his fat body, I can actually stick my rapier in between that and hit the weak point, which is actually pretty good. So, if you had a rapier that was doing decent damage, a rapier would be a pretty good weapon type for this fight. I'm able to do about 1/4 of his health each time, so I guess maybe 4 of those and we'll be able to kill him. Which is annoying, yeah, but I have to do what I have to do. Not killing this guy isn't really an option, so... It'll be some good souls anyway. God knows I need them. Are you gonna fall over yet? Please? Please? Thank you. Need to get my stamina back though. Alright, strong attack, strong attack, strong attack, and then some pokes. As many pokes as I can get out. It just grosses me out that he doesn't really have a head. He just has this open hole in his neck. Did I actually fucking die? Now look, I wouldn't care so much if it didn't take so long to kill the fucking bastard in the first place. Obviously I didn't identify fast enough that I was, you know, against a wall and couldn't really run around him at that point. Pure stupidity, ladies and gentlemen, dying to the Adjudicator. But what I was saying before was that it grosses me out that his actual mouth, if you could call it a mouth, is just an open hole in his neck with a tongue coming out of it. It's fucking gross. As you can see, getting past these guys is kind of easy for me now, for the simple reason that I did it a number of times while I was doing my... was it my pure bow build? Yeah, it was. So the previous build. I've gotten used to it now. You just sort of roll through their damaging forward roll attack, because that roll of theirs does constitute an attack, so yeah. That was a fun, quick run through there. Maybe not fun, but quick. Fun rhymes with run, so I had to say it. Where did the frickin' crystal lizard go? There is always a crystal lizard there, but this time there was not, and I've only gone there once, so he couldn't have despawned forever. That's freaking weird. Maybe it's a glitch or something. I've got no idea. I can't actually do a drop-down attack in this game. Can I? No, it doesn't exist. That was a Dark Souls thing. I can't do anything to you unless you turn around. That's not the direction you should be attacking in, mate. Alrighty. He does piss me off a lot. Thing is, he's so very easy, but he does take a lot to die if you have a weak weapon. Frickin' get the soul! His fat ass is on top of the soul, so I can't pick it up. Or my bloodstain, whatever you want to call it. Obviously bloodstain is the correct term. Get over there. He's right on top of my bloodstain, so let's... I don't know how many souls I have there, let's see. Come on, pick it up. Fuck. His stomach is so wide that I can't get to it. That is the worst side to approach this thing from, because he starts attacking you way early. There we go. There's my soul. Fuck! I had a brief opportunity to actually get his, or get my soul back there. He went over it again. Come on, can I pick it up now? There we go. It was pretty much the same number of souls as I had when I was last checking. It's around 1,131. Forget around, that's exactly what it is. I was going to say around 1,000, but then I just read the name out anyway, or read the number out. Speak English, Doomling. You'll do everyone a favour if you do that. See how I can attack past his hand like that? In a warped way, the rapier is actually good. It just happens to be very weak, so that's kind of annoying. But believe me, what we're experiencing right now isn't even close to what we'll be experiencing during the old hero fight. That is going to be painful. Absolutely, completely, and utterly painful. So I'm not looking forward to that business. If we're lucky, we'll be able to do this in one more attack. By one more, I mean, one more round of him falling on the ground, not actually one more piercing attack on my part. Alright, get moving. He is so fat. It's disgusting. He is disgusting, and someone did mention on stream a while ago that there are a lot of disgusting enemies in this game, and there really are. It's quite off-putting. Do not play this game while trying to eat your lunch, is my recommendation to you. I mean, who has the patience for this? I don't. And yet here I am having to do it. So that might tell you something. I didn't end up adding a description for the live stream this time on YouTube because I thought, well, I'll probably write one after the fact anyway. So, whatever. Oh, he's at... What? He's adjusting himself. I haven't seen him do that before, I don't think. At least not for a long time. He actually adjusted himself. Come on. There we go. This time, he shall die. Look at his mouth. It's not really a mouth, it's just this weird gash or gouge of flesh. Gash of flesh. Someone has gouged out his flesh where his neck is, and there's a tongue sticking out. It's just, ugh. At least that's how I interpret it. Anyway, that was 11,700 souls that we just picked up from that boss. We now have a total of 12,831, which is pretty reasonable. We will consume the swollen demon soul for extra souls to level up. How much damage are we doing with this weapon right now? In fact, what is the scaling of this weapon? It's D with dexterity. Beautiful. Get it? D for dexterity. Also D for dick, but anyway. No one's going to be saying that it's D for dick. That's the point. Although I did just say that, so I'm obviously an idiot. Anyway, we now have a total of 28,000... Ooh, 29,031. So that's pretty cool. Oh, anyway, where is the maiden in black? There you are, hanging out by the last archstone that I was in.
Soul of the mind, Q
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Which is not how she sounds, so I don't know what I'm on about. Yes, withdrawn from its vessel, I agree. Well, who's going to let strength be granted so the world might be mended? So the world might be mended. How will I get the dull gold set? I can't remember exactly where it is, but I believe that it's a pickup in World 5 too. So I think sometime fairly soon, we will be going to World 5 too, so that we can pick up marrow stone. And marrow stone is from those flying flea things that also exist in Blighttown in Dark Souls, so yeah. But spoilers, they don't drop marrow stone in Dark Souls, so at least I think they're the same enemies. They're quite similar at the very least. I don't think the ones in Dark Souls suck on you and become super fat, but anyway. The dull gold set is not going to require that much endurance to be able to fast roll with it. It's a heavier set than what we're using right now, but it's not as heavy as, say, the gloom set. But we'll probably need about 20 endurance to be able to fast roll with it without the Ring of Great Strength, so at least I think so. But maybe health is our current objective, so we'll just level that up once. So we're currently... we're not even doing 100 damage with this fucking thing. I mean, come on. Anyway. So what we'll do, in fact what I'll do, is off camera, I'm going to pick up some stuff in World 2. And by stuff I mean upgrade materials from the crystal lizards, because I'm not interested in actually doing that on camera. So I said that I was going to record for a lot longer than this, but I'm actually not going to, because I need to do that stuff off camera. So maybe what I can do in the meantime is take on World 5-1, because I do need access to World 5-2. That's assuming that those flea enemies, I believe they're called fleas, or what are they called? They're not fleas. They're not fleas at all. Why am I saying flea? A flea is a very small insect, not a flying thing that sucks on you and turns fat. So calling it a flea is ridiculous, but I can't remember what they're called, but they might be in World 5-1. But regardless, let's just take on 5-1. And then after that, I'll end the videos. Because after that, in the videos, I didn't mean to add an S there, it just happened. But I'll end the video, go into World 2 off camera, and collect all of the upgrade materials that I can. And then, if that's not enough to get me to +8, I will buy what I need to buy, if I can. And if even that's not enough, then I will, oh god, then I will go into World 1-3 and get what I can there, which will be doable if I complete World 2, which should be fine. Anyway, I can't really parry these guys. I mean, I can maybe parry you. It's gonna suck, but I'll try it. There we go. The reason why that worked was because I know how they are. They strike you immediately. And the way they telegraph it is very strange. So I just immediately did that parry and it worked. So that was good in the end. Every single enemy has their own little quirk when it comes to their attack animations, I guess, yeah. So if you can learn all of them, it becomes very easy to parry them all. But I haven't learned them all, that's the problem. Wow. I'm still not doing much damage to these guys. I thought they'd be quite weak, but... oh, can you stop, you fucking asshole. If I went two-handed and did strong attacks, these guys would die pretty easily, but... they have around 200 health, which is kind of crazy. That's the Ring of Magical Dullness, I think. Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Whew, that was really, really dangerous. So, basically what happened there was I dropped on top of that guy, and I slid off him, almost off the edge, which was kind of terrible. Oh god, no, please stop. That's gonna kill me. Half Moon, go! Fuck these guys, you know that? You know that, man? Fuck those guys. Let's go for a backstab. That's what we need. It's not just what we want, it's what we need, so... pick up this faint stone, which I don't mind picking up. Need to backstab you, if I can get around you. Tried to roll backstab the guy, really didn't work. I don't think I have any... actually, I do have Royal Lotuses, what am I talking about? as many as 6. Time to die, because I can't really get to your back, so you're just going to have to die like that. Thank you. Alright. So we'll Crescent Moon up to full. That should do it for us. And then my favourite will be coming up a little bit later. He's a giant, depraved one. I'm really not looking forward to it. Can you fucking not? I absolutely hate it when these guys push you. Because the whole idea is that they want to push you off the edge. That's why they're designed to do that. I don't want to be pushed off the edge. Just fucking stop. I'm trying to mash him to death because that's how I need to deal with him. Can you fucking stop? Almost rolled off the edge there. That was not good. He's not coming after me anymore thanks to the Thief's Ring, but... yeah. So I'm going to use magic to do this because I'm not going close to them. Just couldn't be bothered wasting the Soldier's Lotuses. Not Soldiers, Royal Lotuses. Soldier's Lotus is for bleeding, whereas Royal Lotus is... oh, can you fucking not? Look at this! Like, come on! Get up there. Get up there. What is this? Marrow Stone! So, maybe these are the fleas. Fuck. It's actually really good. So I've got some Marrow Stone already. So I remembered that there were 2 enemies that dropped them. These must be the second ones, not just the flying ones, but also these guys. But these guys are kind of annoying to get to. That's the only problem. Not the rats. Not the rats. That's not a reference. It's actually a reference to not the bees, but I'm saying not the rats. Because the rats are fucking terrible. They give you plague and all sorts of stuff. Actually, mainly plague, not much else. But yeah. Yes, I am casting magic because fuck off. Using the, what do you call it? Rapier to try and kill them. That is not happening. I can't really parry that guy. But, oh god, I don't know what is going to happen here. Are there any enemies dropping down on me? I just don't want that. But I really don't want to fight you either. This is going to seriously suck. FYI. I have very, very low confidence right now. We're going to take him over here because that's necessary, I think. Just need to focus for a minute. Sorry if I'm not talking. Can't see what I'm doing. So obviously if you keep the rats alive, this becomes close to impossible because you'll be getting flinched by them and also plagued in the process, so it's really terrible. So that over there, I'd like to get over there just for that bloated guy, but we get to that location a different way, as you can tell. It's further up there. But, yeah, we won't worry about that for now. But you can see that we can open a shortcut there. Maybe you drop Marrow Stone, but you don't actually. I wonder what... no, you would drop Faint Stone, that's what you would drop. I'm being stupid. So these guys are going to die by my hand. Which is a Satyricon reference, because I suck. Anyway, like, my references are absolutely top tier. But anyway. Come on, mate. You fucking cock. Alright. So he's dead. Now for your friend. Here we go. See, I parry when it matters. When it counts, in fact. I like how I had 2 enemies here that were 1 hit off death. Anyway. Obviously made things a bit harder for me. So we're going to magic you guys. I just want you to explode with the magic. I don't want you to die with the magic. I can deal with rapiering you. There we go. That's actually got enough range to it, so... there we go. That's fine. I don't need to kill them with the magic. I just wanted to pop them. But it seems that the rapier actually works for popping them. Oh, you died. Beautiful. So that's 3 marrow stone. That's going to definitely be enough to get me to level up with the... okay, fuck that. But yeah, I'll be able to get the Fatal Rapier happening. But of course, the thing is, with critical strikes, I'm doing a lot of damage with them. But with regular strikes, I'm not. So if I get a Fatal Rapier now, I'm going to be overpowered. Like, I'll have more damage than necessary with my critical strikes. And then I'll have even less damage with my actual regular strikes. And there are certain situations where I can't do critical strikes. Like with this guy, I can't backstab him, he's really tall. And I can't parry him either because he's got this massive club. I've never tried to parry him, let's just try it. See? I had perfect timing there. He's not parryable. I just tried it. And I had poorer timing there, I might have thought that it was possible, but that was perfect timing and it didn't work, so... Come on. The perspective here is terrible. It's not a good battleground either. Shit. There we go. Now, I can deal with those guys in that way through 5-1, but there is no chance in high heaven that I'm going to be able to deal with them in that way in 5-2. They're going to shit on my head in 5-2. So, yeah, Leechmonger. Or Japanese text. Urichumanga! No, that's not what he's called. I can tell. Maybe it is. No, it's not. It's definitely not. So this is gonna suck, but... fucking not. Let's Turpentine. If I can find it. You know what? This is pissing me off. What we need to do is get away from him. I don't mind his ranged attacks. Actually, fuck this. Heal, Turpentine. You have to go down for Turpentine. Go close to him. And poke him. Oh god, he's healing himself. This fucking asshole. I hate him. I hate him so much. Look at him. I guess it's because I'm doing so little damage that he just heals right through that shit. Chose the right time to move to the side, I'll tell you what. Please don't. What are you doing? Stop it. He's healing himself. This is really, really unfair. I don't appreciate that at all. He's a really easy boss, even having said that he can heal, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. I mean, look at this. I'm barely doing anything to avoid him, and yet I'm still having no problems, really. So, yeah. His healing business is extremely annoying, though. I can't deny that. It's mainly now that I'm not really doing much damage to him that bothers me so much, but... See, I'm not even doing that much less damage without Turpentine. So it really wasn't helping me out that much at all. Anyway, the demon was indeed destroyed. At least I didn't have to retry that at any point. As in, you know, go through World 5-1 more than once. Managed to do it first attempt. It's not a very impressive feat to achieve, but... oh. Feat to achieve is a very redundant sentence, but... or phrase. Very redundant phrase. Anyway. We have 9,601 souls. Just in case we need to make Poison Cloud, I'm not going to use the Wriggling Demon Soul. I'm actually going to store that. Because you never know when we might need Poison Cloud. That's actually quite useful. So, put that away. I'm not entirely adverse to using magic, it's just that, for the most part, I'd prefer not to. Anyway, how long have we been recording for? Been recording for 1 hour and 9 minutes. What I could do is maybe try to get the rapier to +3 and then maybe turn it fatal. But I will check to see how much marrowstone is required for that. The only thing that would make me want to get the fatal rapier at this point in the game, I'll definitely get it later on, just maybe not right now, but what would change my opinion is if it had a really good scaling with dexterity, because my current weapon does not have a good scaling at all with dexterity. So... I'll first have a look and see how much is needed to get it to +2. 3 shards. No, sorry, 5 shards in total. So 3 shards is needed for the +2 upgrade, but I'll need another 2 to get it to +1 in the first place. For a total of 5, of course. And it'll be a total of 10 shards, plus 1 chunk to get it to +3. So, the dexterity scaling does not reach A until +5. Which is kind of annoying. It reaches a... Okay, so the point is, I'm not going to make the Fatal Rapier yet, because I can't actually get it to +3 until I have at least 1 chunk, and it only has a C scaling at that point. Before then it has a D scaling. My current dexterity scaling is also D. The difference being that if I have a D scaling with the Fatal Rapier, I'm going to have even less damage, because it's going to add more critical. And I don't need more critical right now, because I'm doing enough damage with critical attacks. I'm able to one-shot most people. That's the situation with my critical strikes right now, so I don't need Fatal yet. So I'm going to hold off on Fatal attacks, or Fatal Rapiers. You know, the Fatal upgrade path in general. And we're just going to focus on upgrading this Scimitar as much as we can. So off camera I will be gathering some more materials in World 2.2. We've currently been recording for 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is not very long at all. It wasn't my intention to have a shorter video today, it's just that I will not subject you guys any longer to the grinding of materials in World 2.2. I've done that enough, and I said in the previous build that that was going to be the last time. So, there we go. Everything is going to be off camera now when it comes to World 2.2 and grinding that stuff. And once I have actually exhausted all of the crystal lizards in that area, I will resume either tomorrow or the day after in Demon Souls, and maybe we'll be able to get that Scimitar to +8. If we can, then through much trial and error and sadness, we will be completing World 4.2 very slowly during that video. And of course my big fear is having to use this fucking rapier, which is not very strong at all, and take on the old hero. Now it's not going to be hard, it's just going to be time consuming. That's what I'm dreading. But anyway, I thank you all for watching. 6 strats, bruh. Yeah, I agree, corn dog. Anyway, so nice time for you to pop in. I'm finishing this stream. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream for Demon Souls. I hope you enjoyed.